I've always loved making stuff ever since I was little, and making knives really just fit me to a T.
Welcome to the second video of my three-part series from the Wanenmacher Tulsa Arms Show. While my channel focuses on firearms, this episode takes a different turn as I meet with knife vendors. I love connecting with people, hearing their stories, and discovering what drives their passions. From unique talents to fascinating hobbies, there's always something amazing to learn. I hope you enjoy the journey.
Colby here with Rugged Tactical, where every trigger pull tells a story and responsible gun ownership is a way of life. So here I have
Brad Weiss, Alabama Damascus Steel.
Brad Weiss.
Yeah, we're located in Jacksonville, Alabama. I've been doing this show for 25 years.
25 years?
700 miles from Alabama to right here. I've been in this location pretty much 25 years. We've built a clientele. Our friends come by and visit with us. We sell Damascus steel, blades, billets, and handle material. And people come by and pick them up and make them a knife.
I was kind of blown away when I looked at the blade. To me, it was incredible. It looked amazing, and I had never seen Damascus steel before. So tell us a little bit about what it is.
We start out with a 5160 spring steel, 15 20, which is bandsaw blades, and pure nickel, and we stack up 27 layers. Beat them down, stretch them out, and fold it over 4 times, and that gives you 416 layers. And from there, we cut them into pieces and draw them out into flats like this, basically. And we'll pattern it, and that'll put a ladder pattern in there. We call it redneck skin, kind of favors the skin on a redneck. And we have water jet facility. Anybody can text us a picture of a knife, and we can basically cut it that day and grind it if they want, or sell them just a cut out blade.
Very good. And so you take the steel, and then you can cut out. I'll get a picture of some of the items that you have for sale here. They're kind of in the raw. What would I call it? Is it like a blank?
A blank is a piece just cut out in the shape of a knife,
okay.
And a blade is when it's actually been ground and heat treated, and all it needs is handle.
Over here we have steel, the big sheets. And then behind us, you don't have any blanks here per se, but then you do have some that are ground down, right?
The blanks don't sell very well. Most people don't have the equipment to grind it and heat treat it properly, and they just soon us do all the hard work, I reckon.
So we've got the blades back here, and you can take those blades and you can customize the knife in and of itself, tailor it to whatever you want.
Sure.
The blades are just, I gotta say, they're just gorgeous. They're really amazing to look at. Are they pretty sharp?
Damascus steel will wear back the different types of steel at a different rate, and it actually have like a tiny saw tooth to the edge. Mm. So when the Damascus goes to getting dull, cutting meat and bone, it'll just keep cutting even though it's dull, because it's like a serrated knife, like the butter knife cutting a tomato, easier than a medium sharp knife. You know, they won't hardly
so that
go through
serration kind of it just cuts through it.
Cuts through it.
You know, at home I've got a just serrated steak knife, you know, and it is amazing what a little serration does. What's been your favorite memory here at the Tulsa show?
They all been memorable.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, we've had Tom Selleck. You know, a lot of famous people come by here and check us out, check other people out. You know,
yeah.
You don't ever know who you'll see. Zach Brown, you know, there's been a lot of them come through here through the years.
Somebody that hasn't been to the Tulsa show, or is their first time, what do you recommend for them to go about it?
It's big. You're just not going to be able to do it in 2 days.
No, yeah, absolutely. This is my first time here at the Tulsa show, 2024. Great time to be here, I think. It is something to experience.
If you go by and see something that you think you might like and want to go back later, you better write down where you're at.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody pointed out to me, because I didn't realize this, they have number systems, like there's a 24S and then a 24N, that's for south and north. And you got to know if you're north or south, and then the numbering system. So you're exactly right. Write down where you're at, because if you go back to find it later, you're gonna miss it.
Well, see, that's the building number. In the middle of the show, they have a number like a 4, and we're 4th row over from the drop-off where it goes down to the lower section.
Yeah.
And then they're lettered A, B, C, and D, and we're 4C.
4C. Okay, there you go. And there's a lower section, there's an upper section. Anything else you'd like to tell me about Damascus steel?
Well, it's just good steel.
It is good steel.
Good steel. Great, makes a great hunting knife. We sell to Kershaw. But this is a Damascus knife made by Kershaw. And it's called a Elite. But I've never opened one of those that wouldn't shave right straight out of the box. I mean, very few custom knives you buy shave right out of the box. And they're assisted opening. You know, so you just flick the little trigger and they pop out there.
Yeah.
And it's one-hand operation. You ever use a knife where you assisted opening, you'll never go back.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's just so convenient not to have to get your thumbnail down there and open the old case knife or something.
Yeah.
But, you know,
does that have a little spring in it then?
It's got a leaf spring in it.
Leaf spring, okay.
And down here it's got a little leaf spring in it. And when you move it just a little bit, that leaf spring makes it kick through the opening point. And those are designed by Ken Onion. He lives in Hawaii, and they sell them through Ken Onion, Kershaw.
Do you do any other shows?
We do blade show. We do a lot of knife shows. But
Yeah.
this is basically the only gun show I still do.
How'd you guys get started?
That's a whole nother ball game.
Is it?
That's a whole nother ball game. I hurt my back and wanted a job. Asked the good Lord to show me what to do. Took him 4 days to give me the largest Damascus making facility in the world.
Let me restate what you said. Okay, so you hurt your back.
Yes, sir.
You asked the Lord, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And then it took 4 days to do what?
My cousin come over after I asked the good Lord to tell me what to do, and he come over and he said, "Won't you go to making Damascus?" And I said, "Well, what is it?"
Yeah. Okay.
And he told me what it was, and he hooked me up with a knife company.
Yeah.
And they said they wanted to be able to buy Damascus in America again.
Yeah.
And we made a little old piece, and they said they'd buy all I could make. And there was a Damascus making facility in my little old town, and the guy said, "Knock the lock off of it, act like it's yours, and when you go to making money, come see me."
Yeah.
So it took a while, but we've been in business 25 years.
And so you started making it, and then here you are today. That's a really neat story.
That's the power of Jesus. I'm not saying I'm worthy, but he is.
That's a beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that with us. Brad Weiss, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day here. Are you guys online at all?
AlabamaDamascusSteel.com.
Okay, Alabama. DamascusSteel.com. Check it out. Thank you very much again. Remember to like and subscribe. Pull the trigger on that bell icon.
Catch you in the next round.
Thank you very much.
When I meet with vendors, their customers always come first, and I'm just lucky to steal a moment of their time. In this next interview, I let my guest handle his business as usual while we chat, and I kept the camera rolling to capture it all. It was fun watching him in action, doing what he does best.
Colby here with Rugged Tactical, where every trigger pull tells a story and responsible gun ownership is a way of life. I'm here with Roper. We're at the Tulsa, Oklahoma Gun Show 2024. Roper, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up rodeoing, and I ride saddle broncs, as that picture shows right there, and I team rope. But I make custom knives in the wintertime when I'm not out there rodeoing. It keeps me busy, and then I make a lot of knives out of these horseshoe rasps I get from other farriers and stuff. And they're really popular with the rodeo guys and the ranch people I know.
Can you tell me a little about what a rasp is?
So a horseshoe rasp is a farrier's file. It's when you're trimming your horse's feet, just like your fingernails, they get too long, you got to trim them back. And then it's like a fingernail file to smooth out the horse's hoof and be able to be more comfortable for the horse. And so yeah, it's just a giant file. They're about 2 foot long and about 4 inches wide. And and I cut them out. They're a 1095 high carbon steel, so it makes for a very good using knife, and it's a good way to repurpose the steel.
This is really jaw-dropping, meaning the knives that you have here on display are incredible. It definitely eye-catching. You walk by and you're like, dang, those are good looking. What kind of material do you use?
You can look at knives. These are made out of horseshoe rasps. And we got stuff here that's made out of Damascus, mammoth ivory. That one right there, that one's $6.50. That's got a mammoth tooth handle, mosaic Damascus bolsters, and a carbon Damascus blade.
Just the diversity, the amazing things that you can find, the craftsmanship. So we just got done talking to the Damascus steel people with the blades. Roper here has taken some of those, and it's just incredible.
How much are the knives?
All they depend upon which ones you're looking at. So the rasp knives down here with handles are $200 with the sheath.
Okay.
The ones without handles are $120 with the sheath. Then everything in this case kind of vary on price depending upon what it is. We got mammoth tooth, mammoth ivory, ram's horn, all fancy
This one looks really nice. Oh, Damascus?
Yep, that one's got a stainless Damascus blade, heat blued mosaic Damascus bolsters, and a mammoth tooth handle.
How much is this one?
That one's $9.50. Feel free to pick up any knife you like.
Yep.
Like it, love it, take it home with you. I think you need that one. That one looks really good on you.
That one does look good.
It's a good looking knife.
For mammoth tusk.
So in Damascus, most Damascus is made out of two different components, a hardenable and a non-hardenable. This one right here is considered some of the best Damascus in the world. It's got two alloys of stainless, which is both hardenable, so you get a far superior edge on it. You get it much sharper, holds its edge much longer.
Okay. Now, do you guys have these listed on your on the website, or?
If you go on my Facebook page, Roper
Okay.
Kisner Custom Knives, I post a lot of this stuff on there after whatever I have left.
Okay.
I rodeo professionally throughout the summer, so I'm not constantly making them. I make them for this show. Whatever I sell, then I post on and stuff like that.
Okay.
But you can always contact me, and I'll see what I have and what I can make for you.
All right.
There's another one with mammoth tooth, high contrast spirograph Damascus, and mosaic Damascus bolsters.
When you say mammoth tooth, so, like legit mammoth tooth,
Yep.
then.
Woolly
So they
mammoth
find
tooth.
it- yeah,
the
so-
molar of the woolly mammoth, that's mammoth ivory, so that's the tusk of the woolly mammoth. And that's dinosaur bone.
Good old dinosaur. I have some dinosaur bone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I made a knife with that dinosaur bone. That turned out really cool.
Yeah.
And I don't have any here that has meteorite, but I've used meteorite.
I've used pine cones.
Pine cones, I've used pine cones. Those are cool looking.
Yeah.
My favorite one that I did that was a resin composite was a sweet gum.
Oh, yeah?
Sweet gum seed pod. Those look really cool.
Just barely told me a little bit about Damascus steel. Is this the same Damascus steel that we find over here to the guys next to you?
Some of
Or
it
very
is.
similar?
So like this
Okay.
one right here, this one actually came from them. This is that carbon Damascus blade. We got other kinds of Damascus, like this one right here. This is Damas steel. It comes all the way from Sweden. But I use all different kinds of exotic materials for the handles too. We got mammoth tooth here, mammoth ivory. I've used dinosaur bone. That's muskox horn, Rocky Mountain bighorn ram, mother of pearl, black lip pearl. Pretty much everything that looks cool. Armadillo shell. I like doing stuff with all that cool exotic materials.
So every one is like a one of a kind, really. I mean, you can't, especially like with mammoth bone, I would
Oh, yeah.
imagine, you're going to get a different look with every one.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just incredible.
Well, and these are handmade knives.
Yeah, handmade,
Every knife is unique in its own way. I've designed most of these patterns I have out here on my table, and they'll look similar, but each one has its unique characteristic, and that's what makes handmade special. And no two pieces of wood are the same. No two pieces of mammoth are the same, and that's what makes them beautiful.
They might be similar in a way, and it's because of the creator.
Yes.
Meaning it's something handmade by you that's unique to you. But beyond that, not only that, but you will not find one knife that's exactly the same as the other.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
The sheath that comes with it, you can stick that in your pocket. I've seen people put a lace around their leg like that, but they're designed to fit on your ankle. Cross sheath, not poking in your stomach. A lot of people wear them on their back, keep more out of the way.
That's why I wear mine.
And these sheaths right here are designed to fit in line with your belt, so they're out of your way when you don't need it. Quick and easy to grab when you do. So that's what I call my bird and trout. It works really well for filleting out fish and or field dressing birds, but works really well for skinning deer too. You got that nice fine point and getting to those hard to reach areas. Big knives are overrated in my opinion. Like this is the knife style that I carry around. That's I've skunned deer with that, and that's all the bigger I need it. Like it's small enough I can get all those tight places. I have better control with my knife this way. When I get to the big ones, and it gets going everywhere. This one right here is what I designed for skinning deer. It's got that nice belly on it. It's got a good finger notch. It's got a really comfortable feel in your hand. You got good dexterity with it, no matter which way you hold it. You feel that one in your hand. I've used that for the last 5 years, and it's been worked really well, and a lot of people have been really happy with that style.
Do you like those ones better here in the saddle? Or?
Yeah, that's what I did. What got me started making knives is I started digging in my pocket for a pocket knife, but I didn't like the bulk of the handle up here catching on stuff when I'm riding it, because I trained rope horses on team rope. So this is what I came up with. A shorter knife that went on my back, ride with it, do everything with it. You never know what's in.
Could you tell me a little bit about rodeoing?
Rodeoing? Yeah, I travel all over the country to go to rodeos. I ride saddle broncs and team rope professionally now, but I grew up in the rodeo world. My dad used to ride saddle broncs and team rope and ride bulls. But we grew up doing a specialty act at rodeos. I used to do trick riding and Roman riding. My brother's a 4-time world champion trick roper, a 2-time world champion gun spinner. He's the PRCA Dress Act of the Year now. And I've traveled all over the country and the world doing that. I've been to all 48 lower states, Canada, Mexico, Japan, China, Oman, Lebanon, Dubai, France, Scotland, England,
goodness.
Germany, France. I could go on pretty much all of Europe and everywhere.
That is incredible and amazing. I could only imagine. I mean, I come from a long line of cowboys. I kind of grew up in the city. Obviously, I don't rodeo or anything. And my wife, she asked me, she's like, "Are you gonna be a cowboy when you come back?" Look at this. I got my first belt buckle.
I already got you a belt buckle. There you go.
So,
cowboy already.
I'm already a cowboy, yeah. But that's really cool. So you've been all over the world, really. I think you do an amazing job. These truly are beautiful knives.
Oh, thank you.
It makes me want to get into the knife making business just for the fun of creating something with your hand.
I've always loved making stuff ever since I was little, and making knives really just fit me to a T. Like, I've always loved knives, and I'd always go to the knife shows and I'd see the knives and the mammoth ivory. I had a fascination with dinosaurs when I was little, so like I always wanted to buy them. I didn't have the money to do them when I was that little, but then I started making a handful. It started off in the back of a horse trailer with an angle grinder and a horseshoe rasp. And the first one, I mean, it was pretty dang crude. It was kind of ugly, but it was for a birthday present for my dad, and I made him that. And other friends saw it and they wanted one, so then I just started making a few more. There's a guy by the name of Gerald Nichols in Perkins, Oklahoma. He's the one who took me under his wing and really showed me how to make a nice knife and make them look pretty. And Jerry McClure, he's also helped me out a bunch. A big influence on me, and he makes extremely nice knives. But yeah, I mean, knives are fun to make. You can make them as wild and crazy and cool as you want. There's really no limit to really what you can do with a knife, from making a simple fixed blade to an automatic. Those about make you pull your hair out. They're a little frustrating to make. I've made a few automatics, but like I got one here in my pocket. It's an automatic, but it's they can be a little frustrating. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do with a knife.
So if somebody's looking at getting into knife making, where would you send them to?
Don't start.
What's that?
Don't start.
Don't start.
Don't start.
It'll suck you in, right?
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun, If you can find a local knife maker that can kind of help give you some tips and pointers, getting good equipment, that makes it a heck of a lot easier. But, just getting to start with it.
Where can we find you and your stuff?
I'm from Ripley, Oklahoma, and but you can contact me on Facebook, Roper Kisner Custom Knives, and you can look at everything I've made and contact me, and we'll get you a good knife.
Remember to like and subscribe. Pull the trigger on that bell icon.
We'll catch you in the next round.
Well, thanks, Roper. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.